Well, a very good morning again to you, Sakina, and to our viewers at home. Today is expected to be a bit of a busy day when you look at those plenary sessions that are planned here. I'm just going to take you through some of those that are going to be taking shape. Today we're looking at the Continental Power Systems Master Plan that will come under the spotlight here at day 2 of the Africa Energy Indaba. We're also looking at climate-focused funding in terms of the climate-focused interventions that are existing here on the African continent. There is, of course, that plenary session that will get underway in the afternoon. Getting the most out of the valuable resources that we have here at home is one of those issues that will come under the spotlight. But most of these conversations, Sakina, are centered around the just energy transition and how we can move as the African continent to ensure that that process is actually realized. I'm going to bring into the conversation now Ndade Twala. He's from the Township Economic Council. He's the founder there. We know very well that the township economy contributes to about 6% to the country's economy. Most of the people in this sector have been complaining about the fact that things have not been moving the way they should, hard done by the issues of load shedding. And this is not a crisis just here at home in South Africa alone, Tatebeki. It's something that we're seeing spread across the African continent. Welcome to the SABC. You are here to play a role.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good morning, Katlego. Good morning to Sakina and the viewers at home. Thank you very much for the opportunity. And then we just want to say big up to Liz Hart and the Cienza management to put together such a great event, such a great initiative at a very opportune time where we are facing, this energy crisis, and also with the appointment of the new Minister of Electricity, it's very critical. But at the end of the day, these are very great platforms that we are now exposed to as township businesses, because at the end of the day, township businesses must not be left behind. As the President was saying, it's very critical when you look at the issue of the solar panels. Now, what we are saying as township businesses, we want to make sure that we install those solar panels, as township businesses. We're looking at, from inside out. We're not looking at from outside in. That is why we need to make sure that the township businesses that are into the solar space and that, are ready, so that at the end of the day, they get opportunities to install the solar. But yes, it's a challenge, it's an African challenge. But as the Minister said yesterday, coal is here to stay. And because obviously at the end of the day, it's very important for us to make sure that we make sure that electricity is provided to the people in the townships as well.
Yeah, Minister Gwede very firm yesterday around the issue of coal. We saw that demonstration coming from Greenpeace to say that they want the minister to really refrain from making this issues or making this announcements around coal, saying that they're even describing him as a coal fundamentalist, looking at what he's presenting here. But we're looking for solutions in Ndade Twala from where we are right now. Really, where are those solutions expected to come from?
Yeah, no, from leadership. Solutions are from leadership. Let's just make sure that ESCOM is run properly, and then make sure that we deal with the issue of corruption. And then obviously we're looking at more from the Minister of Electricity to make sure that we root out corruption. But at the end of the day, you can't just take coal away. Like for example, switch it on and switch it off. Yes, other renewables are very important, but obviously coal is very important. Look at the infrastructure. Look at the as the Minister was saying, the coal belt. Can you imagine if we then close all, the coals? What happened to the people, in the coal, mining, communities? Those mines are employing a lot of people. Now, that is why at the end of the day, we agree as township businesses that, coal is here to stay.
I mean, we are on a bid to leave no one behind, and we know very well that for the longest of time, the township economy sector has been crying to say that they need to be included in some of these decisions that are made. And we saw, from the ANC, conference in December, those commitments coming, into the SONA as well to ensure that there's employment also coming from outside of this sector. From those commitments that were made, in the budget, by the Minister of Finance in the State State of the Nation address coming out of also the ANC conference. Have we seen those finding expression here? Did they manage to at least revive the township economy and the confidence that you so need as a sector?
Yeah, no, it's very critical. I just want to say big up to the Gauteng, government. We've got what we call the TIDA, the Township Economic Development Act. We are leading the whole direction of the development of the township economy. What is very critical and very important is to make sure that the township economy now is exported to all the 8 provinces, so that at the end of the day is the township businesses and township economy, it gets the attention it deserves. It's very important and very critical. But when you zoom in into the page 9 of the SONA, it's exactly what the township economy is expected from the president, and also with the minister, it was very critical. But what is very exciting with the SOPA, the Gauteng SOPA as well, Premier Lesufi then, zoomed into to teach the township, and informal settlement and hostels as well. It's very critical and very important. And then tomorrow we are also listening to the MEC for Finance, Jacob Mamabula as well. We are very excited as township, businesses and township economy, because now we are now getting the attention it deserves. But we just also need to make sure that the businesses in the township, they are ready to provide. Look at the issue of the 34 billion of the Gauteng spend, of which 60% must go to the township as from the 1st of April. Meaning when you talk about 60% of the 34 billion, it's about 20 billion. Is the township businesses ready to provide services to the government? Is the people are on the CSD and people are ready to provide the proper services? Basically, the ball is in our court. The government, they've created the conducive environment. It's up to us now as businesses to come together. That is why I always say it's very critical for have the township businesses formations, so that we are able to help and assist the township economies to the next level. We're very excited. We're also very excited about the shuffling as well of the, of the cabinet. We're looking forward, to the new era and making sure that, all those ministers, they do their work. They do what they're supposed to do. And then, yes, the ball is in their hands as well. But as township businesses and township economy, we are ready and we're very excited, to get these opportunities.
Yeah, most definitely, because we know very well that you need to be ready, you need to be fund ready. Let's say you need to put your ducks in the row and ensure that when those funds come through, there's nothing that in any way is disadvantaging you. We often talk about the red tapes, and here we're talking about the rollout of solars to all of this businesses and the likes. The red tape and this issue that has existed for the longest of time, do we see it not affecting some of these pronouncements that were made? And now we have a Ministry of Electricity, the rollout of these solutions. Really, at this point in time, do we see us reaching where we want to reach, looking at the challenges around red tape?
Yeah, for example, is that as business formations, it's very important for us also to play an overall and then to monitor and evaluate, so that at the end of the day, we're able to give feedback. It's very important also to close those gaps, make sure that corruption doesn't, come out, with all those rollouts. It's very important for us. That is why at the end of the day, I will encourage businesses to stand up. The opportunities there, the environment has been created. All what we need to do, let's stop complaining. Let's just do what we're supposed to do as entrepreneurs. But the issue of the red tape, most especially, like for example, from in Gauteng, with that thing is put aside. We look at the payment of the SMMEs. With the e-government and the e-invoicing, it takes about 14 days now for people to get paid. Those are the things that are very exciting, that we make sure that at the end of the day, as a business, when you do business with government, are you compliant? When you're invoicing, is your invoice, proper? But what also makes delays for payments is it's a person when you invoice and only to find that the invoice, it doesn't talk to, the purchase order, that is why it ends up delaying. But what is important, the issue of the red tape, we're dealing with it. As I always say, there's nothing for businesses in the township without them. For example, is that as businesses in the township, whatever challenges that we have, the solution is with us as well. That is why we're saying it's very important for government to engage with us, make sure that at the end of the day, decisions are not taken, outside us as well. We're brought in on board. That is why the issue of not leaving, a business or township economy behind, it's our slogan, this year as well. We just want to make sure that, businesses are not left behind. For example, with all the investment summit that the president is talking about, we're left behind, in Davos. People that went to Davos, they never came back to sort of like tell us what is happening. It's like whatever happens in Davos stays in Davos. But we are saying with all the relationships that are happening, we are also on board as well.
All right, Ntate Bekitwala, I want us to leave it there. He is coming through as the founder of the Township Economic Council, saying that indeed they are here to play a role. They don't want to be left behind. Very intentional going into this, Indaba, to say that they are going to, add their voices to ensure that some of those solutions find meaning and help the township sector that has been calling for some sort of a savior and really some sort of an intervention for the longest of time. But let's leave it here for now and just let's take a break. And we'll be back with normal programming.